to co-host AFCON Pamoja 2027.
Yes, Honorable Paul Mwiro, you wanted us to proceed. That is what we are going to proceed on. What's your procedure matter?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, yesterday I once again raised the matter in respect of the fundamental human rights of our citizens in respect of Ewano Amos Rangomani Turinawe, who filed a writ of habeas corpus, and orders were granted to the effect that they produce his body, they produce him either dead or alive. Then the Honorable Attorney General alluded the fact that despite the fact that he was a party to the suit, that he didn't have copies of the court documents. I had sent him some electronically to him and to the Minister of Internal Affairs, but I also served on him a copy of the ruling and a copy of the court order. So I'm wondering, what Honorable Speaker, whether, and there's also the question of...
When did you do the service?
It was yesterday, electronically. Then today I added him the hard copy, because I still hadn't got back to me. But
so when you were handing him over the copy, you never talked?
Right Honorable Speaker, because I was seeing now a tendency that human rights issues are raised in this House, and then we intend to deal with other matters. Now we are going to sports. But yet the Constitution is very clear.
Sports also a human rights matter?
Yes, but...
Let the Attorney General
be
on record whether you received the service, and now because you raised that you didn't know the parties, you didn't know who was served. Just be on record and make some commitments to resolving. These are small matters, but they derail us a bit.
So the term should apply to Honorable Mwanga Chief. Mr. Day, you gave a ruling, and I hope your ruling had been vain, and they say that they will return to with a statement.
Yes, please, we cannot handle it this way. If we made a ruling yesterday, we create time. By the way, you people should be able, if I were you, and I know the Minister, Attorney General, and the matter has been raised here, you already have the connection. Attorney General, you don't allow members of opposition to come to your office? The lawyers, when the mandate is here, is executed elsewhere. You raise it here, we escalate the matter. The other transaction we want to get to hear report. Attorney General.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. The Attorney General Chambers is open, and we have a digital system, the eDocs. So we are almost 24/7. I've not seen the document on the eDocs, but I've just been served right now, the document, and I've seen it. And I can invite him, even after this session, we can sit together and ensure that it is respected in accordance with the law.
I think that is enough. The Attorney General is willing. Somebody else told me, you see, anyway, I shouldn't be giving evidence from this side. Next item, Honorable Minister of Education. I need to learn how to be a speaker, not a debater. Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker and honourable members. I thank you for granting me this opportunity to appraise you on Uganda's preparedness to host.
Is the paper uploaded? We have it? Okay. Continue, sir.
Right Honourable Speaker, I thank you for granting me this opportunity to appraise you on Uganda's preparedness to co-host African Cup of Nations 2027 tournament alongside Kenya and the United Republic of Tanzania. This follows concerns raised by Honorable Kasule Ismail, a Member of Parliament from Hoima West Division, on this matter of national importance. Right Honourable Speaker and colleague, co-hosting a tournament of the magnitude, the complicity of the African Cup of Nations is not an undertaking that can be delivered by one ministry, department, agency, or sports federation acting alone. It requires a well-coordinated whole-of-government and whole-of-country approach. As guided by Cabinet, the First Lady and the Minister of Education and Sports had constituted an intersectoral committee to support the local organizing committee, LOC, in Uganda's preparation for AFCON 2027. Furthermore, government planning for AFCON 2027 has been guided by the number of key assumptions. These include the fact that the tournament will be jointly hosted by Uganda, Kenya, and United Republic of Tanzania, that it will run from 19th June to 18th July 2027, that Uganda will host matches at Mandela National Stadium, Nambole, Hoima City Stadium, and we have a backup stadium, which is Akibwa Olympic Stadium. And that 2 competition stadiums together with attendant training facilities must be completed by 31st December 2026. In 2024, Cabinet not only approved the government guarantees to the Confederation of African Football, but also approved a budget of 1.35 trillion towards the infrastructure, logistical, operational cost associated with the preparation for both African Nations Championship CHAN 2024 and AFCON 2027, including Uganda's obligatory commitment fees to CAF. In addition, government has approved 905 billion to meet contractual intersectoral funding and administrative requirements for AFCON 2027. Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, additional commitments include following major intervention. 1. Support to upgrading of selected hotels in Hoima and Masindi through a special credit facility in accordance with CAF standard. 2. Upgrading priority access roads, pedestrian walkways, and street lighting around Hoima City Stadium and Mandela National Stadium. 3. Construction of a passenger terminal at Kawalega Airport and operationalize the facility as an international airport. 4. Upgrade of Kadiva Stadium as a training facility and support preparations for the Uganda Cranes. 5. Support the local organizing committee to undertake tournament specific preparations across its subcommittee. 7. Remodeling and upgrade of Mandela National Stadium. 8. Deployment and improvement of to ICT infrastructure at airport, hotels, stadium training facilities, hospitals supporting the tournament. 9. Upgrade of designated health facility in Hoima, Masindi, Seruka to provide intensive care, accident and emergency services. 10. Strengthening sanitation and environmental hygiene services in host city, that's Hoima City and Masindi Municipal. 11. Upgrade of meteorological services to support tournaments operations. 12. Improvement to water supply infrastructure in Hoima City. 13. Upgrade and maintenance of railway infrastructure serving Kampala, Mukono, Namamve, and Mandela, and Nambole. 14. Extension of electricity infrastructure to key AFCON facilities, including Hoima City Stadium and Kabalega International Airport. 15. Promoting Uganda as a destination under the AFCON brand. 16. Waiver of visa fee for visitors during the tournament period. 17. Pursuit of a joint Pamoja visa with Kenya and United Republic of Tanzania to ease movements of funds and guests. Right Honorable Speaker, the above mentioned intervention will be directly implemented by the government, ministries, departments, and agencies responsible. I quote that. The above mentioned intervention will be directly implemented by government ministries, departments, and agencies responsible. The Ministry of Education and Sports, the LOC, will play a supervisory role to ensure timely implementation of activities by MDAs and conformity to the CAF standards. The detailed update on infrastructure development in the preparation for AFCON tournament is as follows. Hoima City Stadium, works for construction of the Hoima City Stadium have been completed and the defect liability period will expire in December 2026. During this period, the contractor will undertake remedial works to address comments made by CAF after their recent inspection. We expect the next inspection on 31st of August next 2026. Mandela National Stadium. The Memorandum of Understanding between the Ministry of Education and Sports and the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs for design and build works for expansion of Mandela National Stadium, Nambole, under Phase 2 was signed on 26 February 2026. Under this phase, we expect, among others, the following: upgrading seating capacity from 38,000 to 45,000, improvements and expansion of the VVIPs and VIP launches, improvements in the media tribune, stadium media center, press conferences rooms, mixed zones, spectators-related areas, medical areas, among others. Right Honorable Speaker, the contractor has completed design reviews and incorporated all observations raised by the Confederation of African Football. Structural integrity tests have also been successfully undertaken, confirming the project's readiness to proceed. The contractor remains scheduled to complete works within the timeline stipulated by CAF, that's 31st December 2026. Chambogo University Training Facility. Phase 2 construction works are progressing well and the facility is expected to be completed by August. Makere University Training Facility. Construction works are ongoing. Completion is expected by August. Hoima Boma Ground. The project is on course for completion by September this year. Masindi Municipal Stadium Training Facility. Construction works are ongoing. The facility is expected to be completed by September this year. Fufa Kadiba Training Facility. The BOQs and architectural design for Kadiba are being finalized and the site will soon be handed over to the UPDF Engineers Brigade. The scope of works include remedial works on the pitch and installation of floodlights. We envisage to complete the works by December. Why the delay? The stadium was being used by the Federation because it's a Federation facility till the end of the calendar year for football competition, which ended recently. Satito Winyi, Secondary School Training Facility. The process of acquiring land at Satito Winyi is concluded and the Ministry of Works Transport is preparing the BOQs. Works will commence in August 2026 and will be completed in December. Why the delay? There was a complaint on the land. And as per the guidance from Attorney General, government cannot invest resources where we do not have exclusive ownership of the land. So the two parties had to be brought on board and finally there's a consent to that effect. So now we are ready to start work. Upgrade priority access roads, pedestrian walkways, and street lighting around Hoima City Stadium and Mandela National Stadium. Government is implementing a number of strategic road projects aimed at improving access to AFCON 2027 competition and training venues, while also easing traffic flow within the host cities. The works cover Jokas, Uganda Christianity University Road, 13.2 kilometers. This road is going to be completed and worked on, and that helps us ease traffic on the main Ginger Highway. And Honorable Namboze is nodding. I think let's clap for government for that. Jokas Viogerere Road, 6.2 kilometers, Jokas Nama, 13.3 kilometers, Chireka Kamuli Nalia Road, Viogerere Buto na Mugongo Road, Chalwajara Kira Kasangati Road, and Old Ginger Road. The project also includes improvements to Kireka and Chalwajara Junction as well as road linkages to the northern bypass through Agenda and Chiwatule, as well as roads to Hoima City Stadium. Progressing well with the evaluation of prospective contractors underway. 10. Support to the upgrading of selected hotels in Hoima and Masindi through a special credit facility in accordance with the CAF standard. In preparation for AFCON 2027, the government, in consultations with CAF, has shortlisted prospective hotel owners whose facilities will be upgraded to meet the required accommodation standard. A total of 101 billion has been earmarked to support hotel improvement works in Hoima City and Masindi. The funding will facilitate renovation works and provide interest rate support through the Uganda Development Bank for approved service providers. Regarding the proposed new hotel at Kabalega International Airport, a number of developers have expressed interest, and the evaluation of bids is scheduled to commence on Thursday this week. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, as of this morning, the Right Honorable Prime Minister chaired a meeting between the hotel owners and Uganda Development Bank to agree on the modalities regarding the timeline for the line of credit versus the position the ministry and the bank have given, Ministry of Finance and the bank has given. I want to say the consultations are ongoing, but I'm also saying that we are cognizant of the time. Construct a passenger terminal at Kabalega Airport. This intervention is awaiting award of a contract and confirmation of financing for the outstanding funding gap to facilitate commencement of works. Government earmarked 185 billion for that project to have a terminal in Kabalega Airport in Hoima. Upgrade designated health facility in Hoima, Masindi, Seruka to provide intensive care, accident and emergency. Hoima Regional Referral Hospital construction has reached the superstructure stage. Masindi Municipal Hospital excavation works have been completed and foundation concrete works are underway. Seruka Health Center 3 walling works are progressing towards ring beam level with the roofing scheduled for completion by works. These works all are undertaken by the UPDF's Engineering Brigade. 13. Upgrade and maintenance railway infrastructure servicing Kampala, Mukono, Namamve and Nambole. Construction of a passenger boarding and drop-off station at Kampala, Nambole, Namamve and Mukono, and refurbishment and refitting or retrofitting of locomotives to support passenger transport during AFCON. Deploy improved ICT infrastructure at airport, hotel, stadia, training facilities and hospital supporting the tournament. Installation of the Wi-Fi and CCTV systems at Mandela National Stadium, Hoima City Stadium, Akibwa, 8 training facilities across Kampala, Hoima, Masindi, Gulu and Lira, selected hospital, tourism sites and Kafakret hotels in Kampala are ongoing. Right Honorable Speaker, I wish to assure this House that the government remains fully committed to delivering a successful AFCON 2027. We will continue to work closely with all stakeholders to ensure that the required infrastructure, services and support system are completed within the agreed timelines. As preparations progress, government will keep this House regularly informed on implementation progress, key milestones achieved, and any emerging issues requiring attention. Before I sum up, Right Honorable Speaker, allow me again say, Akibwa Olympic Stadium is a backup stadium, 65% as of now work done, ready to be completed by 31st December 2026. Training facilities in Akibwa, in Lira City, Lira University, Gulu University, Peche Stadium are ongoing. We intend to have a 4 nations tournament, and those countries who are ready to come to Uganda early before time to acclimatize the weather for Uganda for parts of the competitions will be able to go to Akibwa. So I want the people of northern Uganda to know that government is fully committed to ensuring AFCON 2027 is for all of us. What I have not said is the $7.5 million for branding destination Uganda is already given to the Minister of Tourism. In a special way, let's thank the Minister of Finance who is here. Honorable Musasizi, we thank you for accepting to help the country host this competition. I thank you so much. I say all this for God and my country.
Honorable Kasule, Ismail.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I'd like to thank the Minister for this statement, but also because my question actually really, I was really concerned about those non-football related infrastructure, and indeed you have highlighted many of them, like we've been reading. But also, Right Honorable Speaker, there is a very big gap between these ministries and also the Ministry of Sports and Education with the local leadership. When you go back, and it's not clear even on the roads that are going to be worked on in Hoima City, because he has brought it as a whole, but in Nambole and the Namave, he has highlighted clearly the roads that are going to be worked on. But when you look at Hoima City, it's not very clear. Last week we had a roads committee, and even the members in the roads committee, even the engineer of the city, they are not very certain about which roads are going to be worked on. The population has different information. There is a very big gap between the local organizing committee and the local leaders from Hoima City.
Honorable member, stick to your point. What you raised, was it answered?
Well, that's...
you are now raising other matters about the coordination with the local committees. We don't have that time now.
Right Honorable Speaker...
Are you satisfied with the response?
No, Right Honorable Speaker, this shows that I'm not satisfied because, one, it has not given the details. What is on ground is different, and what we are being read for here, it's also different. Because when you look, we all know that AFCON has a timeline.
Honorable member, we need you to appreciate how government works. And I need you, when a question has been raised by yourself, they are telling you that you need to resume your seat. I'm guiding so that it can help other people. You started very well. When a minister or government responds to your question, you must listen. And I think they should give you even this statement early, so that you can come here and say, I am satisfied, or this has not addressed, so that we put the minister to task. But when the minister has answered and you say, but also you have not told us about the roads in Hoima, you know, those are, please, can you answer whether this satisfies you or not?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, for that guidance. Of course, back to my question, it was about the infrastructure, the non-football related infrastructure development projects that are ongoing. And in the statements of the minister, really some have been answered and some have not been answered. Like you've guided that, well, government, that's how it operates. My fear was about the time frame, because we all know, because today I had the Prime Minister also trying to emphasize that we should not allow us losing this chance of the AFCON, because the president has pledged and has promised the Ugandans, and that's why I was trying to raise this so that we all get to know. But I thank the minister for this, and I believe that the minister will organize an interface so that we get to know more about what is being done. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Minister of Education, the local leaders, including Honorable Ismail Kasule, they are missing you. Close the gap. Where is the shadow minister for the sport? Zambali, what do you know about sports?
Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, Zambari Blansom Mukasa is my name, and I'm the Shadow Minister for Sport, Right Honorable Speaker. Allow me to thank the Minister for the statement However, it is important that these few key issues are given attention. I urge the government to prioritize the timely completion of all AFCON 2027 infrastructure and related facilities well before CAF returns for its final inspection. Uganda should not wait until the last minute to address critical gaps, as this risks unnecessary embarrassment and could undermine our credibility as a co-host nation. Completing the works ahead of the final inspection will provide sufficient time for testing, certification, rectification of any defects identified, and proper operation readiness, thereby demonstrating that Uganda is fully prepared to successfully host the tournament. Being made. Will government commit to presenting monthly progress reports to Parliament and implementation milestones so that this House can effectively exercise its oversight role? We want to make sure that the infrastructures built services Ugandans long after AFCON. We don't want to get reports like Chogam and other reports, if you remember. Going forward, I propose that the Committee on Education and Sports, together with the Shadow Minister of Sports, who is a member of the committee, undertake monthly oversight visits to all AFCON 2027 infrastructure projects. These regular inspections will enable Parliament to closely monitor progress, identify implementation, bottlenecks where bottlenecks are, and ensure that contractors remain on schedule. I further urge that the Minister of State for Sports facilitate and support the committee in the smooth execution of its oversight mandate by ensuring timely access to project sites, relevant documentation, and technical officials whenever required. Such collaboration will enhance transparency, accountability, and value for money as Uganda prepares to co-host AFCON Pamoja 2027. I beg to submit, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister, Shadow Minister of Education, of Sports. Members, just a minute. From yesterday, about the shadow, the Minister of Health brought a report. The Shadow Health did respond. Attorney General brought. The Shadow responded. See, when the government side has spoken, it represents one side. When the Shadow has also spoken, it actually represents the shadow of the government. And I want to thank both sides. Let's have it on record. There is no more sleep even in this house. Because the ministers are doing very well, and those who are shadowing them are also up to the game. They are doing very well. Now on Honorable Zambali, Blasio, one of those ancient names you have to remember. Just like Yakobo, yeah. You don't need permission from the House to go and do your work of oversight. The committee, that's what you are supposed to do. And please take it from me, that's a very valid point he has raised. You don't need permission of the House. Committee on Education and Sports, that should be a matter that you should follow up immediately. So we are all working together. And I want to thank you for that report, and I thank the Shadow Minister of Health for that report. Now, only that when you are not agreeing with the government, this side, you are not agreeing with the Shadow Minister, that's when you should get up to speak. Let me first guide. Because you cannot, when a Shadow Minister has, they take their time. Didn't you hear the one for health? Didn't you hear for sports? They've taken time to critique And that should be able to help us, you know, appreciate the views of the house. Yes. Lope is coming. Please, we have many things here too. But we waste time talking about the same thing sometimes, not all the times. Lope, you want to...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to agree with both of them. Well, to appreciate both the Minister for his report and his passion, and the Shadow Minister for his feedback and equal passion. Mr. Speaker, two quick issues. The Minister has told us that 101 billion shillings has been earmarked to support some hotel facilities. Now, we would want to know what modus operandi was used to arrive at those who are going to benefit. Because these are private hotel facilities. How did you arrive at them? It's very important. And again, there's two elements therein. There are those which are going to get some kind of credit facility, then there are those which are getting funding, a donation from government. So you need to clarify that, because your statement here is saying the funding will facilitate renovation works. That's number one. Then on the other end, provide interest support through UDB. So it would presuppose, and maybe you need to clarify this, it would presuppose some you're giving money to facilitate the renovation works, and then others are getting some kind of credit support. You need to clarify that. Number two, the intervention is awaiting the award of contract and confirmation of financing. That's for the passenger terminal at Kabalega Airport. AFCON is next year. I am a little bit worried. Mr. Speaker, in 2007, we had Chogam here. I was a journalist, and I covered Chogam. We totally mishandled Chogam. 2 days before the arrival of the Queen, they were giving money to this kind of hotels to build rooms. They were planting trees along Entebbe Road 2 days before the Queen arrived. We don't want to see a repeat of Chogam, and so we are concerned. By the way, we all want AFCON 2027 to be a success, because we all get to benefit. Issues, there are 101 billion, that's a lot of money. And finally, Mr. Speaker, I think it would be good for the Minister to appraise this house on a monthly basis. Because we have a few months to Chogam, would want to know on a monthly basis, because that money is appropriated here. What did I say? I said Chogam, there you are. I pray for you, by the way. People went to jail after Chogam. Yes. I hope you don't go to jail. So you need to handle this docket very, very carefully, because we saw what happened with Chogam. It was a mess. We don't want a repeat of the same. So that's why I'm saying it's good for the Minister also on a monthly basis, update us on what's happening, appraise us on all these developments, so that we are in tandem. Thank you.
The Honorable Minister, do you want to respond when the Prime Minister is also here on the other matters? Respond and the issue of the money.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I want first to thank the Leader of Opposition and entirely thank my colleague, the Shadow Minister. He deserves a standing ovation for the observations he has raised. So I'm saying this, I want first to confirm with all his submissions that as the Ministry responsible for sports, we support them. Number two, we welcome the Parliamentary Committee on Sports to carry out its oversight, because that's constitutional. Number three, I'm ready, and the Ministry is ready to cooperate with you to visit all these projects. Number three, those which are under our mandate as a Minister of Education and Sports are sporting. Like in my statement, I didn't mention clearly, this is ministry by ministry approach. For instance, if you talk about roads, this work is being undertaken by Minister of Works and Transport. If you talk about airport, it's under the Minister of Works and Transport. If you talk about the contractors in different sectors, it's according to the procurement methods used by those respective sectors. So I wanted first to make that clear, but to the specifics, 101 billion, Right Honorable Leader of Opposition, is a loan facility which government has earmarked to give to the selected hotels. I will talk about the selected hotels. That loan facility, what government has done, you all know that the lending rates of UDB is 12%. Here we discuss that can we give them at 5% so that we are able to give them, and then also can we talk about the time, the duration of the facility, because these people were having their businesses, but now CAF, as per our host agreement, has come as and indicated the specific areas they want them to improve, and to some of them it was not a must, they must do it, and that's why we had to sit with them. Now, how were they identified? I want to come to the following. Number one, there was a CAF consultant who was contracted by the Confederation of African Football. It came here and went as a co-chair. CAF guidelines have given us. So as a ministry responsible for education, our role is coordination. And I want to emphasize, we will continue to coordinate the project. Let me finish up first responding to the issues raised. The other one was the involvement of the local leaders. I want to say this. For the record, I'm aware we have elected new leaders, including some of us here. This is a new term of office. This project started in the other term. It is true we are working with the new leaders, the old leaders of the city of Hoima. And I want to confirm, I take observations which has been raised by the honorable member. As a ministry formally, I will be able to write formally to the local authorities in Hoima City, meet them and get them directly involved in the management and explain what awaits them in as far as AFCON 2027 is concerned. I also want to say, for purposes of my sister from Wakiso, I entirely want to say this, Madam Member of Parliament, and the leadership of Wakiso. The RCC, and in line with the host agreement between Uganda and CAF, one of the representatives of the local authorities is meant to be in the local organizing committee. And I want to confirm, for Wakiso, the resident city commissioner, the RDC of Wakiso, is a member on the local organizing committee. For Hoima, RDC, for Hoima, can I please protect the right most speaker? I was talking about the involvement of the local leaders. But number two, for my colleague here, I want formally to say this, right honorable speaker. I will be able to formally communicate and have an engagement with my colleagues of the members of parliament from Wakiso as a whole, because if you look at what we are doing in the entire project, is by the way Wakiso, Nambole is Wakiso. And I want to say this, honorable colleagues, with your permission, that can I proceed and finish? The other issues which were raised, Madam Right Honorable Speaker, is on the issue of the roads, which are meant to be worked on the Hoima cluster. It's an oversight. I promise to communicate formally to you from my statement. I'd actually meant it was within, but the first one is the Rujumba Road, which is going to have an interloop to the city in Hoima. That one is meant to be tarmacked. Last but not least, Right Honorable Speaker, timely report to Parliament. Mr. Speaker, you are the originator of the order paper. I'm at your service as a minister in the docket of education to report to Parliament as when is agreed. The other one is only, I think, Right Honorable Speaker, those were the main issues which have been raised. But once again, I want to reiterate, government is committed to implementation of AFCON 2027. On the project becoming CHOGM, friends, I think we learn from different lessons. And I studied history. And the French word was a bobon what? They learned nothing and forgot nothing. I don't want to be that student who learned nothing and forgot nothing. The Minister of Education and Sports is clearly headed by the First Lady. We are managed very well. This project will be implemented without learning nothing.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Honorable
Speaker.
Minister, yes, what's the procedure matter?
The procedure matter is that today is a Thursday, and I rise on Arrow 43. It's Prime Minister's time, and as you realize, Mr. Speaker, we still have so many issues concerning AFCON. We need to be clarified on several matters, especially us who are concerned and who are representing the areas. Mr. Speaker, before I now raise the matter of procedure, I beg that the minister plans a meeting with first us who are concerned in the different areas. We raise to him so many other matters we can't move on here. And two, as a procedural matter, it's Prime Minister's time. Want it to be procedurally right. We first stop this debate, and then we proceed with Prime Minister's time, and then you accord us time more to discuss AFCON. I thank you.
You are eating into the Prime Minister's time by raising procedural matter. But thank you. I think the Prime Minister, you need to meet the leaders who are from Hoima, Wakiso, Mukono. Please, there is only one speaker in the House. I am just mentioning a few. You are intimidating me. Do you know the crisis that you can have if I walked out unceremoniously? So, Honorable Prime Minister, you should make undertaking that you call these members and then meet them so that they can raise. You coordinate. You are the coordinator. You are the overall boss. They may raise matters of roads, electricity, lighting in those areas. Yes, say something, and then we go back to your time.
Right, Honorable Speaker and members, I'm happy that everybody is now in the mood of AFCON 2027. And for this, I want to thank the President and the First Lady who has been coordinating all these efforts. That Honorable Speaker, a lot has been done, and we are well coordinated, and we are doing all that is possible to make sure that Uganda hosts AFCON 2027. That Honorable Speaker, I undertake to involve all colleagues, both in Wakiso, Kampala, and Hoima, even leader for Achibwa. Right, Honorable Speaker and members, today I chaired a meeting of hotel owners, including those from northern Uganda. Because as we speak now, Achibwa is 100% complete. Yes, they are just planting grass now. 100%. Apart from a few patches here and there. I am saying construction is 100%. Right, Honorable Speaker, information not taken. Right, Honorable Speaker and members, all of us wish the best for this country. And I know we have an obligation. I once again undertake to involve everybody.
Thank you very much. Honorable colleagues, we are not doing very well with the time. Everyone wants to speak on everything. And I want us to agree on how we are going to move. We have this order paper. The rules indicate that when it is 4 p.m., it is Prime Minister's time. Clerk?
Item 6 on the order paper, statement by the Right Honourable Prime Minister on government business for the succeeding week, 21st to 23rd July 2026, pursuant to Rule 29 of the Rules of Procedure.
Right Honourable Prime Minister, that takes less than 5 minutes.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, I move under Rule 29(1) of our Rules of Procedure to give a statement of the business of the succeeding week. That is 21st to 23rd July 2026. Number 1, government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will present a statement on the protocol trustees and international agreement.
We have about 29 questions that would still need. They are matters of national importance. Some, I deferred them to today, so that we want also to spend some time with you. We miss you sometimes. So the members who have heard that, if time will allow, we shall, even if it's 1 minute, you listen to all this, and then you have your team here, to respond. So, Right Honorable Prime Minister, first go for this, you dispose of what you have, and then we can try. Procedure, when you are seated, I don't agree.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, we received written questions from members, and there are 7. And we have responded to these questions in writing. Honorable Rugwa Benson, MP Agago North County, he raised the matter concerning the escalating human-wildlife conflict that is directly undermining our food security and economic empowerment in his constituents. And his prayer is, can government provide an update on the matter? Right Honorable Speaker, my response is that the Uganda Wildlife Authority has established satellite ranger outposts. Tikao outpost is already deployed, and that is in Agago North, and one southern 300 rangers are undergoing training to improve this response. Right Honorable Speaker and members, electric fencing program is ongoing. Sensitization is also underway because some stakeholders fear land tech or land grabbing. So we have to sensitize our people. Right Honorable Speaker and members, government is promoting block farming and we have recruited community wildlife scouts as volunteers, where Uganda Wildlife Authority has no presence. Right Honorable Speaker and colleagues, US dollars 3.5 million Kidepo landscape integrated conservation and development project will start this financial year 2026-2027, and this will cover Agago, Abim, Kalenga, Kabong, Kotido, Chitigum, and Lamu to reduce human-wildlife conflicts. A second question came from Honorable Osuru Maureen, woman MP Arua City. She raised the matter concerning the segregative vehicle transit permit through the Bugungu Gate at Maxon Falls National Park, Game Park, which risks potential loss of revenue to the national economy. And her prayer is, can government update on the matter? That Honorable Speaker and members, this is my response. The road through Bugungu Gate is not a public road. Use is subject to park regulations. And all vehicles must pay the UA tariff fees. Exemptions to only vehicles with sick referrals, UPDF, Uganda Police Force, Uganda Prison Service on official operations with evidence. Right Honorable Speaker, the third question came from Achayo Julie, woman MP, Ngora, MP Ngora County. She says that during the last cropping season, there was severe attack on groundnuts by groundnut rosette, affecting over 75% of the households in Ngora. And her prayers are, 1, that government supports farmers with rosette-tolerant groundnut seed varieties and planting materials for short-term food security crops in the next planting season. And the second one is agriculture extension services be strengthened to educate farmers on the best farming practices, especially the management and control of the groundnut rosette. My response, Right Honorable Speaker and members, is that I have taken note of the members' prayer for government to support farmers with rosette-tolerant groundnut seed varieties and planting materials for short-term food security crops in the next planting season. I will inform the President accordingly, and the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries is hereby put on alert. However, those who can afford, they can go and buy Serene Nut 214, which is a rosette-tolerant variety from the market, open markets, and can proceed and purchase it in the meantime. Right Honorable Speaker and members, the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries Extension technical teams are already engaging in Ngora district, and every district has agricultural officers. Right Honorable Speaker, the recommended practices are 1, use certified seeds. The other one is early planting, proper spacing, intercrop with beans or sorghum, uproot and bury infected plants, apply cypermethrin 5% EC or neem extract if infection is high, report symptoms to the sub-county extension workers. The first question came from Honorable Akay Peter, MP Bukoli Island County. According to our brother, he says he, the President of the Republic of Uganda, did write a letter to the Minister of Energy and Animal and Mineral Development, directing that the power be extended to Siguru Island, Namaingo, and Uvuma Island. And his prayer is, what is the status of the project? My response, Right Honorable Speaker and members, that the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development has commenced the public investment management system process. The project is currently at the project implementing a mini grid project in Buvuma Island with support from the European Union under the Gate Access project. The contractor has been procured while the submarine cable is processed. I got a fifth question from Honorable Keyo again, and that this Parliament did amend the Mining Act to provide for artisan miners. That why are our people in Namayingo, Kasanda, and the Buhweju districts being harassed by armed men? At Honorable Speaker, my response is that the Mining and Mineral Policy 2018, the Mining and Mineral Act 2022, the Mining and Mineral Artisanal Mining Regulations 2025 provide a legal and regulatory regime for development of artisanal miners in Uganda. Mining is only permitted within gazetted artisanal mining zones. To enforce this, the Police Minerals Protection Unit is halting illegal mining activities outside gazetted mining zones. And this is aimed at curbing environmental degradation, the spread of epidemics, occupational health and safety hazards, and the use of hazardous chemicals such as mercury. That Honorable Speaker and members, the ministry is currently organizing and registering artisanal miners in 2 associations and cooperatives as a requirement before licensing them to operate within gazetted mining areas. The progress so far is that 20 artisans and small-scale mining licenses have been issued to miners in Namayingo, Kasanda, and Buhweju districts. In addition, the Ministry of Energy is engaging gold rush miners across the country. Mining in these areas has been halted until the activity is formalized under the law. The 6th question came from Rugwa Benson, MP Agago. He says that LOC1 elections are scheduled for 28th July, and this, according to him, is coinciding with the breast Ambrosoli Day, which is observed on 28th July, marking the anniversary of his death in 1987. Let me repeat this. That Honorable Speaker, LOC1 elections are scheduled for 28th July, and this is coinciding with the breast Ambrosoli's Day, which is observed on 28th July, marking the anniversary of his death in 1987. The yearly celebrations include large masses, community events, and cultural displays, and visits to the hospital and memorial site to honor his legacy of providing free medical care to those in need. And his prayer is this day coincides with the local elections of LOC, and this has prompted local leaders to inquire about this scheduling. Can government update on this matter? That Honorable Speaker and members, my response is the Electoral Commission, in conjunction with the Ministry of Public Service, ensures that the gazetted public holidays are excluded when preparing election roadmap. The 28th day of July is not gazetted as a public holiday. Therefore, the local council or village cell elections can proceed as earlier scheduled. For clarity, paragraph 14 of the administrative unit's guidelines for 2026 elections issued by the Electoral Commission provides the following program for polling day. Number 1, 7 to 10 a.m. verification of voters by the village election officials. That's the presiding officer. Voter education and briefing of voters on voting procedures by the village election official. That's the presiding officer. Number 3, 11 to 11:30, voting by the electorate, lining up and counting of votes. 11:30 to 12 p.m. is filling of Form EC 10 and declaration of the chairperson-elect. Number 5 is noon to 2 p.m. nomination and approval of the executive committee members by the village council and filling Form EC 11. That, Honorable Speaker and members, as per the program, the election is a half-day event. After 2 p.m., the people can proceed to commemorate the Ambrose's feast day accordingly. Number 7, Honorable Pachuto, District Woman Representative, Pakwach, that the Fisheries and Aquaculture Act 2023 was passed over 3 years ago, and the Parliament resolved that a fisheries regulation be brought to the House within 3 months. And further, the President directed in September 2025 that the same be brought to this August House within a month. Her prayer is, can the Prime Minister update why to date this legislation has not been tabled to this August House, despite continued harassment of the fishermen on the lakes and rivers of Uganda by the armed forces, thereby causing untold suffering and poses a great threat to their livelihoods. That could I explain why MAIF has not up to now? I'm lucky Honorable is listening behind here. Why Honorable Frank Atumwebaze has for debate and approval by the House, and yet the operations continue to take effect on the water, especially on sizes of vessels, the boat sizes. Could we also know where revenue collected from the fish levy is being put to use, since there is no specific support that has been extended to the fishing community to enable them transit from illegal fishing methods to modern fishing methods, and they conform to the fishing policy? My response, of course, I consulted the Honorable Minister, that the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, MAIF, has been having consultative engagements with various stakeholders, including fishing communities, fish traders and processors, to ensure that the resultant regulations capture all their views. That, Honorable Speaker, the last stakeholder meeting is scheduled for Friday 17th, that's tomorrow, 2026. Now, following these engagements, 9 regulations have been developed. They will be ready for tabling before Parliament within the August month, 2026. That's next month. Right Honorable Speaker, currently, all funds collected are directly remitted to the Consolidated Fund. Right Honorable Speaker and members, I beg to submit.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Prime Minister. And I'm made aware, yes, Honorable, are you exercising or you're standing up? You could be stretching. Okay. Yes, Honorable Lusakel.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I just wanted to comment a little about the feast day or the celebration of the Blessed Ambrosoli, Giuseppe. The question that was raised by Honorable Benson. Yes, it is not a public holiday, but it does not only affect the people of Kalon, it is actually an international activity. Because if it wasn't for Ebola, we would even have visitors and guests from Italy. Because the Blessed Ambrosoli originally came from Italy. So guests would actually be coming from Rome, from Italy, and other parts of the world. Even within Uganda, I would expect people from Amuru to be coming. But also, Right Honorable, I don't know if I can now raise my issue since I've made this statement.
I don't know.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Right Honorable Speaker, allow me raise a matter that is actually very urgent. It concerns or is in regard to the continued suspension of about 10 NGOs. And I'm very happy that the Prime Minister is here. Right Honorable Prime Minister, you may be aware that there are about 10 NGOs, and if you will, I could read out the names for you. 1, the Africa Center for Media Excellence. 2, Agora Center for Research. 3, Alliance for Campaign Finance Monitoring. African Center for Treatment and Rehabilitation of Torture Victims, ACTV. Chapter 4, Uganda. Center for Constitutional Governance. Ugandan National NGO Forum. Network for Public Interest Lawyers. National Coalition of Human Rights Defenders, Uganda. Uganda Rights Network for Journalists.
Your time is up, apparently.
I asked for permission to read. That's why I
And who gave you permission? You asked for the prayer. Do the prayer.
Thank you, Right Honorable. The prayer is, why are these organizations still closed up to now, and yet they weren't given time to defend themselves? And then can we get a statement on what the actual decision on these NGOs will be, because it is affecting so many Ugandans who have been left unemployed. Thank you so much.
Okay, Prime
And accounts
Minister,
frozen. Thank you.
We agreed you will accommodate some few, and please, we want short ones.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, Right Honorable Speaker and members, I want to thank the member for this question. members, you will realize that some NGOs during the 2020-2021 election period became partisan. That is one. Two, there are some NGOs that put their request and they were allowed to operate again. I can give an example of Give Directly. You realize that Give Directly has even supported us in Mount Elgon sub-region. And yet it was part of those that had been stopped to operate in the country. So I will request that you put that in writing so that I get a more detailed answer. But that is what I can say.
Thank you. Honorable Lanyero.
Opportunity. My name is Christine Lanyero Awany, Woman Member of Parliament for Nwaya District. Honorable Speaker, on the 8th I rise up on the same issue of the wildlife conflicts with the human. Actually, I feel guilty on this floor because the answer was not befitting to my community. And they requested me to come back on this floor and present their question. Because when I asked, and it was still fresh in their mind, when the elephant had just killed a man who left a widow and children who are now orphans, and there's nobody to take care of them.
So your question is, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, another person was killed today. So the issue of interaction with the wildlife, the last time that you gave her the response in this house that they should report to police, I don't know whether that is true. Then she came to my office that how would they report wild animals to police? You may have a response, right?
Right Honorable Speaker and members, it is quite interesting, but equally saddening because we are losing lives. Right Honorable Speaker, I meant that the people who are affected needed to report to police. Because the wild animals belong to us as government and all of us. So when they stray, these people need to report to police. But I have the Minister of State. I think she can throw more light because that is her docket.
Thank you. That's why she's paid. Yes, not even in Mabugo, I'm told. Yeah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to condole with the family.
My colleague, Maya County, asked the Honorable Prime Minister, and her response was, they are killed because they go poaching. And I feel that this answer was also not befitting, sincerely, honorable members, because there's no law in Uganda which allow a criminal to be killed.
Member,
thank you.
We said when you access the microphone without permission, it will be quarreling. And the moment you access it without permission. You are quarreling.
Anybody. Members, yes, if they find you with the gadgets, they can confiscate the gadgets. Let me ask the minister, because that's her docket.
Thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. Right Honorable Speaker, the rangers are guided by the standard operating procedures in the Wildlife Authority. And in situations like poaching, they are supposed to arrest and prosecute. They are not allowed to kill. So, in any case, if such an occurrence happens, it's a police matter. It's supposed to be reported to police, and these rangers are held liable for their actions. It's not anywhere in the law that they can kill anybody. Now,
where the animals killed?
In the case of elephants, we agree there is a lot of human-wildlife conflict. And it's majorly in areas where the parks have not been fenced. We use electric fencing. Already the
information. No information. She's the minister. How do you
allow me to first give you the information. Already, government has sponsored electric fencing to the tune of more than 400 kilometers at every conservation area. But there are areas where there are land issues and the community is not allowing electric fencing to be done. So as guided by the Speaker 2 days ago, we are now going to engage the local leadership and the communities to allow for the electric fencing to be done across all parks, and that way we shall reduce.
On this matter, can the honorable members concerned come to you so that you see how to console and condone with the family?
Most obliged, Honorable
Yes.
Speaker. Please let's engage.
That sounds good. Now, procedure on the honorable members in the VIP gallery this afternoon. We have the Right Reverend Constantine Ruping, Bishop of Nebi Catholic Diocese. He is the main celebrant of today's Feast of St. Thomas More. He is accompanied by a delegation of the following: Father Posian Kawesa, chaplain of the Catholic chaplain here, Father Camillus Chandin, Father Norbert Azale, Father Charles Luanga, Father Joseph Musoke, Father Deo Sengendo, Father Stephen Oribadugu, the Chancellor Nebi Diocese, Father John Mary Muzei Chibirige, and Sister Alice. Please join me in welcoming them and make them feel welcome. The 4 districts are Nebi, Zombo, Pakwach, and the Madi Okolo. The leaders here, they can stand up for recognition. You see their faces. The elder, Honorable Akumu, Honorable Pachuto, Honorable Emmanuel, Honorable Drito, Honorable Topista Achamfua, Honorable Macho Alenyo, Honorable Isaac Otingo, Honorable Gabriel Okumu, Honorable Minister Fiona Nyam something. Honorable Grace Freedom Kwichun, and the Honorable Joan Aniku, Honorable Jane Pachuto, she was ready. Many of them. So, and Honorable Ogama Ali. Honorable Sewungu is a member of the Catholic altar boy who wanted to be a priest, but yes. So actually on this note, he is the first bishop, Catholic bishop, to come to this new term of parliament. And I was blessed this morning at 10. He came and he prayed for me and blessed me. So I'm very, very blessed now. So those of you, yes, so anyway, I'm blessed. Members, just we shall have to release the members from those greater Nebi, the 4 districts, when time comes. Let's process this. Let's process this. Honorable Anit Pamela Chirunji, the MP Kabarole, is she here? Can you raise in 1 minute?
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. The matter that I wanted to talk about was ably responded to by the Right Honorable Prime Minister.
Thank you.
I only want to request, Right Honorable, that when they are considering the conflict between human beings and animals, that Kabarole district be considered, especially those areas that surround or neighbor Chivale National Park.
Thank you. Such brilliant MPs, they have a better future. Honorable Sarah Aguti, you don't waste time, speak like you went to school. Because the whole world is watching. Yeah.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
What's the national matter? What is the important matter at the national level?
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Sarah Guti, a woman representative, Dokolo District. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to bring to the attention of the Prime Minister the presidential pledge about a model bridge. Right Honorable Speaker, the President had pledged to build a model bridge in Dokolo District. Last year, during the budget, a model was put in the budget and got the money. I did the follow-up with the ministry. Right Honorable Speaker,
now,
I did the follow-up.
Honorable Member, don't extract presidential pledges and you bring as a matter of national importance. There is a whole committee here headed by a very able man, Honorable Zake Francis.
Michael Blag, Right Honorable Speaker, let me go straight to the matter of national importance.
Now that will be referred to Honorable Zake's committee. But Prime Minister, if you are courteous, you may have something to say. Only if you are courteous. We will handle you.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, a bridge helps us to connect one area to another. And so I request that she puts it in writing. I will get an answer from the President and the relevant authorities that will work on it for the good of our people.
Thank you. Honorable Malende. Madam, Honorable Madam. The Prime Minister has been very generous to you. Please, you will not get better than that.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Shamim Malenda, woman member of Parliament District. I rise under Rule 56 on a matter of urgent.
Liberty TV. Liberty